Hey everybody, I am back. I got cut off. What I was saying was about I forget where I got cut off, but I know I was bringing up the whole thing of like um straight women are mostly when they look at adult, materials, it is mostly lesbian adult materials. This, you can go look this up. This is a phenomenon of straight women looking at mostly lesbian materials. I'm willing to believe that sexuality is fluid. Now, where I have a problem with sexuality being called fluid is where it only applies to people that identify as heterosexual. Then it's like, okay, why is it only heterosexual people's sexuality is fluid? But if it is someone who is gay, namely gay men, we do not call sexuality fluid, if you catch my meaning. Like, when was the last time, like, we've seen men who are gay truly desire females, right? Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, but it's fluid, right? So that's my only beef with that, because I need someone to explain that to me, please. Like, explain that. But I do believe that there is some truth in sexuality being fluid, if for no other reason, but I think about the prison theory. I think that men in prison who end up in same-sex couplings, that their sexuality is adjusting to their situation, whereas when they were on the outside, they were with women only. That is to say, for the ones who were with women only. I think that human beings, animals period, but namely human beings, naturally want to bond with each other. Like, and if the only person you can bond with is someone who shares your genitalia, and that's not what you originally desired, but it's what you will come to desire, if that's all that's available to you, if that makes any sense. And I feel bad saying that, but I don't know how else to put that. And I think that that's been a common thought process for quite some time, that in general, when you keep gender segregated, that you're going to have more people who are engaging in queer behavior, and I mean queer in the LGBTQIA plus, you're going to have more people who are going to engage in that behavior just to bond with another human being. And, I hope what I'm saying makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, I think sexuality is complicated. I'll just leave it there. But yeah, so I just saw a video from a woman who I guess identifies as lesbian or bisexual, but we'll just say lesbian. And she was complaining about, like, apparently there's some woman that went viral saying that she wants to date other women or something, because she's tired of men and everything. And I mean, that's a fairly common sentiment. I've heard that many times in my life. Not very many people actually doing it, but more people saying that they are going to do it. Like, oh, I might as well be with a woman. These men aren't shit, kind of thing, whatever. And I think that you can do what you want in that regard. And if people don't like it, they don't have to date you. And what I mean is, if you're open about, wanting to explore a lesbian queer relationship or something, and someone who already identifies that way takes issue with it, that's their issue. Unless that's the person you're trying to date, in which case I get it, because, like, just like I was saying in a previous video, that I was the video where I was talking about being bisexual, and I was saying how, like, there was this one girl that I talked to on a lesbian dating site that she seemed like she wasn't really into girls. Like she was trying to almost like she was. I think the only thing she liked about women were maybe our boobs or something, but like, below the waist, she was just like, yeah, no. I got that vibe from her. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And that's okay. And that was a turn off for me. And that's okay for that to be a turn off for you. As long as people are open and honest about, their feelings and where they stand and how they feel about you. Like, if you're a woman who you just think of yourself as gender fluid or sexually fluid, whatever, not gender fluid, but sexually fluid, and, you want, like, you've leaned into your heterosexuality for most of your life and you want to explore dating women because you feel like that is the safer option, then as long as you're honest with your potential partner about where you stand on things and how you feel about her and so on and so forth, then I don't see the problem. You know, different strokes for different folks. But if you're playing in people's faces and you're saying, oh, I'm totally lesbian and you are not, then that's what I think is the problem. But if you're like real, if you even say, like, I just want to experiment or something like that. Now, the thing I have about that, and this doesn't just apply to sexuality of like, same gender sexuality thing, this is just across the board. You will have someone who they will date someone that is out of their type. Like, for instance, it might be a black woman dating a white guy or a non-black man and say, yeah, I tried it one time, girl, and it was not for me. Bitch, how many times have you let Tyrone play in your fucking face? Shut the fuck up with that shit. And excuse my language for saying that, but that pisses me off to no end. Okay, same thing with being with someone of the same gender, is that when people say, yeah, I tried it and it wasn't for me. I mean, I kind of sort of understand what you're saying in terms of like some things. It's like, if you can't get over someone having breasts, then yeah, that's an issue. Or someone not having a penis, that's an issue, right? Like, certain things of that nature. However, if it was just like one not great sexual experience with one person and then you twist that into saying like, oh, well, I guess that means I'm just not into it kind of thing, when that was just one particular person. I mean, you can do what you want. I'm just telling you the judgment that I will have for you telling me that bullshit is that I'm sorry, it's like trying something one time with one particular person and then making that like the whole reason why you would never try it again kind of thing. It's like, I mean, you can do what you want. Your body is your own. You are an autonomous being, whatever. I'm just saying that I think that's bullshit when people do that. Like, when they try something that is out of their norm one time and then they take that stance because that one experience was not perfection. And so, yeah, because how many of your like preferred types have you been with and it was not up to your standard, and yet you will keep going back to it? You get what I mean? Anyway, yeah, so the long and the short of it is, do what you want. If you feel safe for dating other women, you do that. I'm not telling you to. If that's not like your natural inclination, I'm not telling you to do that. But what I'm saying is that I think it's stupid for people to tell you you can't do it and talk trash to you for doing it when these are the same people that'll swear up and down that sexuality is fluid. And like I said, I think it's a lot more women who are, as I mentioned, sexually fluid than they are willing to admit to because of societal norms and standards and whatever. And I think the Pornhub, among other websites, prove that point. So that's my opinion. Anyway, that's enough queer talk for now. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye.